What's up guys, Nick Rapaz here. Welcome to the Paradise C6 YouTube channel. So today we're gonna be working on the Datsun. I already took the cover off, got everything ready. I'm not really gonna cover anything up because we're gonna attempt to sandblast this thing again. I did get the 20-pound sandblaster from Harbor Freight. I think it was like 70 bucks or something like that. And I had to actually get it shipped to the house because they weren't stocking them in any stores. I went to like 3 or 4 Harbor Freights in the state and I couldn't find it at all. So I just ordered it and waited for it to come in. It's finally here. What did I do with the sand that we're actually gonna use here? Put it on here? Yep, it's right here. So we're gonna use this black diamond, like coal abrasive stuff. It's supposed to be a little bit better than the sand that we got from the first time we actually tried to do this. So I'm going to unbox this, get this all set up, and we're gonna test this thing out on this. I got those are already filled, so we don't have to listen to that as we go through this. But let me open up the box, get my address out of there, and we'll unbox this and see what this thing looks like. All right guys, so I'm gonna keep you right here while we open this up and check everything out. Let's see what we got in here. It should be like mostly together. This looks to be some sort of face mask or screener. It looks like some sort of hose, more black hose. So this thing's all busted to fill it, which it's not a big deal, but kind of sucks that it broke. Here's the actual tank. Bunch of fittings. Cap. The 3 legs for it. And then instructions. So seems like everything's here. It wasn't packaged that well, busted that thing, but I don't really care about that. But I'm gonna put you guys through a time lapse while I put this together. It seems pretty straightforward. There's nothing crazy complicated about this. Just basically gonna look at the instructions, put this thing together, and then once we're ready to test it out, I will set you guys up outside, and we'll put this thing on the Datsun and fill it up and see what it does. We have everything put together. I'm just gonna forewarn you, the instructions suck in that. Like, I was basically just looking at the front picture to figure out where everything goes because the way they have it set up, and it's set up for both the 20 and 40, and it looks like the pictures are mostly for the 40, so they're slightly different. But the only thing that's a huge difference is this one has like the 40-pound one has like a gauge on it for you, and a couple other things that go on it. But if you just look at the picture, you can figure out that it's supposed to look like this. It's got the inlet for the air, the 3 valves. So this one controls the air going down to shoot out of here, then puts the pressure on the top, and then we got the filler. I'm gonna have to find a clean funnel to actually get the stuff in so I don't spill it all over, because as I showed you, they sent me a destroyed one. Definitely not gonna use this fucking mask. I'll just put something over so I can breathe and I'm not breathing in all the dust and screwing up my lungs. The bottom's on with the fill for the abrasive material coming out. And a lot of videos that I watched on this and using this product itself, a lot of them used about 1/2 to 3/4 of the bottom one open, and then the rest of them fully open when in use. So I'm gonna try that off the rip, because it was probably 5 or 6 videos that I actually watched, and every single one of them said to put that around like 1/2 to 3/4 just to get it to run right. So we're gonna try that out first, check a couple adjustments. I'll tell you guys what I think about this at the end of it, and we're gonna try and use up the 50 pounds of material that I bought today on the Datsun. So I'm gonna get this all set up. We have the air. I'm gonna turn on the air, so it's gonna be kind of loud, and I'll probably do the first like minute of it regular time, and then we'll switch right into a time lapse and see how everything goes. All right, guys, so we ran into a bunch of issues with this thing so far, and I still can't get it to work completely perfectly. So one of the biggest issues is the porcelain tips that it came with weren't big enough for the material that I'm using. This like charcoal stuff, it's, if you can see, it's decent size to it, but it just wouldn't go through the porcelain. So I fitted this up to have this on, and this has been working well, but getting the material to actually come out of the hose, I'm not sure. It's clogging up in here, it's clogging up in the bottom of that one. It may be due to the pressure drop, because it'll literally drop from like 120 to about 80 in, I don't know, maybe like 30 seconds of using it. When it actually is working, as you can see, it does get it down to bare metal and gets, because this whole roof is a bunch of body filler. I don't know if you can see how thick that is. It's like a good 1/8 inch thick of body filler all across the roof, because there's a wave to this, so we're gonna have to do a lot of metal work to this roof to get this right. But when it is working, it's working perfectly fine. It's just this little spot right here, it does that in like 5 seconds and then clogs up. So I'm not sure if it's just me, operator error, but I'm gonna mess around with this, see if I can get it to work right. And then if not, we're gonna have to find another option. But this is kind of sucking so far, but we'll see if we can get this thing to work right. All right, guys, so I think I have it figured out. For the airflow, I have everything fully open. This I have just about halfway to 3/4 open. And what I did is I switched from the black diamond charcoal stuff to the actual sand. And this is what's actually going on here. So it's actually working fairly well now that I have the settings and the right material in there. And it looks like it's probably gonna use up a lot of this material, which I don't mind, because I got quoted at $2,000 to actually get this sandblasted. So even if it cost me $300-400, I'm still in the win. And it's just a matter of me taking up my time. So I'm gonna mess around with it. I'm gonna throw you guys into a time lapse and let you guys see exactly how this thing's working out. And we're gonna just do this roof area just because it's getting a little bit dark, and hopefully we'll get this done. So let me put a new battery in, because the GoPro's about to die, and we'll time lapse how this thing works on the roof. All right, guys, so I want to show you two different things on this. And again, using the thinner material, it worked out a lot better. And as you can see, areas where there's massive amounts of Bondo and body filler, it's kind of giving it a tough time, but it's actually going through it fairly decent for what it is. But if you come to an area where there's no body filler, it literally brings it right down the metal without a problem whatsoever. So it's just the areas where there's a shit ton of it, it's going to be a little bit more, because you could see right here, you got like a 1/2 inch of body filler making this metal straight. So some of the stuff like this is going to be a little bit harder. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try and like break this stuff up like I am right now. So this way, see how deep that metal is? That's definitely got to get replaced. But I'm going to try and remove a lot of this by hand. So this way it's only really got to focus on the metal and a little bit of paint that's here. And I'll go around and do that everywhere and get this thing started. But I'm gonna get play sand for the next go around, just because it's like $3 50-pound bag, and I want to see how well that works, because the sand that I used for this was $45 for 50 pounds of it. And if I can get the stuff cheaper and it works just as good, then we'll do that. But I'm kind of happy with the way it's working and how it's going. So I'm gonna get more. We'll finish this up another time, and I'll give you guys another review after I've gone through and done a lot of work with it. But yeah, again, we're gonna try and do this for way cheaper than we could. And if this turns out to be a shit show and we can't get it down to where I want it, I'll just suck it up and pay somebody to do it. But we're gonna continue to try and do this and hope for the best. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button. If you haven't, if you got any questions whatsoever, leave them in the comments below, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.